My Patreon is available once again. I'm offering Photoshop files for all of my art, which is very useful to view if you are a beginner or digital artist. What are Photoshop files, you may ask? Photoshop files are the files that contain the layers to my art. You can open them in any art program and you are able to look at the individual layers of the art. Why is this useful? Well, you can pretty much see the techniques I use for constructing my art, such as layer effects, you can see my sketches and how I plan everything. And you can individually see each effect layer. You can access all of my files for legit only $3, so that's a pretty good deal. For every art piece I release, I will also release a Photoshop file on my Patreon. So once again, if you're a beginner digital artist, I recommend heading there. Thank you for listening, and now on to the video. Hey, it's me, your favorite artist you obviously subscribe to, and welcome to a different kind of video. Now today isn't a tutorial because, you know, there's only so many tutorials I could do. Today I'm going to be reacting to art TikToks. Not just reacting, I'm going to be giving my feedback too, and the reason is because, like, I fucking hate TikTok. The reason I hate TikTok is not because, like, cringy popular thing, I must hate. No, it's not because of that. TikTok itself promotes really low effort content that might like hurt people who try to learn something. Because when you are trying to learn something, you should probably not learn the wrong things. And TikTok just kind of promotes like half-assing a bunch of tutorials just to fucking get views and clicks and shit. So yeah, I kind of want to go over some art TikToks that I find and give my input on them. So why don't we start? And before we do, just make sure don't look out and seek and harass anyone. That's not the point of this video. Yeah, let's go. What is this? People seeing my art. Keep going, my fellow artists. Don't let age discourage you from creating and improving. Your process is still valid. Wait, so... Hold on. Made this audio for all the discouraged 17-year-olds out there. Seeing this trend lately. Seeing this trend lately. And not gonna lie, after I saw kids who were so good at art... so young, made me just want to quit, but we improve at different speeds. And yes, I'm 17 years old. Wait, so is she basically saying don't get discouraged from people younger than you and then proceeds to flex her age? That's okay. The message is good, but this video is pretty fucking contradictory because you're showing someone your good art, saying that you're young, possibly discouraging them, and then you say the video is so people don't get discouraged. Okay. Sure. And, yeah, okay. So a lot of people do get discouraged when seeing young artists. Basically, if you're like that type of person, then I just recommend trying to avoid like searching too deep into like people's personal business and just kind of like seeing the art for what it is, okay? Don't associate his face with the art if that's a problem with you. But yeah, that was a pretty contradictory TikTok. I'm not very surprised. Let's go next.
Here's an artist tip they actually don't want to tell you. So you can take a reference photo and then manipulate it to look a little bit more like a cartoon. Then you can make an outline, you already know this, but when it's time to color, you can actually go to the blend tool and blend the colors that are directly on the photograph. And depending what brush you use, it'll give the photo different textures, but instead of just blending on a white background or blending in a separate layer and just tediously color picking colors from the photo, you can just directly blend the colors of the photo, then cut out everything you don't need, and then place your outline over it. When all that's out of the way, the imaginative part comes in and you can fill in more details that didn't exist in the photo. And this can make the art process so much more relaxing, so try it for yourself.
Okay. This one's kind of weird. I mean, if you don't really want to learn art, but you kind of want to make something that looks cool, I guess you can do this. But if you genuinely want to learn how to draw like a person from scratch, then this is probably terrible advice. Because pretty much what you're doing is straight up, like okay, this guy says it over here. You're just tracing basically, and then you're just coloring over like a photo. Okay. Okay, whatever. People are fucking having different opinions and shit. That's online. My opinion, if you don't really care about learning fundamentals, I mean, I guess you can do it. Just be sure you're not stealing someone else's image and then doing it. Make sure it's your own image. If you genuinely want to learn how to draw a person from scratch, then don't do this. Yeah, this is kind of weird. I guess this is like mostly, no, I don't want to fucking like it. I guess this is mostly like for straight up beginners.
I want to tell you.
This isn't really an artist tip. This is more of like an artist technique that you can do if you don't want to try very hard at art. That's my opinion, but okay. Let's see.
Literally, all you need in digital art is a soft, fine airbrush and a big round airbrush. You don't need 100 brushes to make a good art piece. It all comes down to practice and getting to know a tool. Artists like Sakimikan mastered the soft airbrush and speed up their workflow by 100 times. Starting to use these two brushes changed my whole game. Start using the airbrush tool now. Soy. Literally all you need in digital.
What? This is not good advice. Her art is good, of course, but what she's missing is that, okay, yeah, airbrush tool, you really need it. But what she's missing is that you need also a watercolor brush tool or something that gives you a hard shadow. If you're going for something very blurry and soft like this guy says right here, then okay, just use an airbrush tool. But that's a very, very bad advice to give to a beginner, because as everyone knows, beginners like to over blur everything. And so what you do need is a watercolor brush tool to get those hard shadows in. And yeah, do not just use an airbrush tool. But she's right. You don't really need that many brushes. I think she said that somewhere. You just pretty much, you don't need so many complicated brushes. But what she missed was that you also need a watercolor brush or anything that just gives hard shadow. You can't just use soft shadow all the time. What? You don't need hard brushes to have hard shadow edges, and you don't need soft brushes to create soft edges. What? What is fucking going on here? I've always hated the don't use the airbrush tool or don't use the blur tool. I'll do whatever works best for me. Exactly. Some people can't use those brushes, but it's not that people don't use it. We're not saying that. We're saying don't overuse it. Tracing debate. I want to get a little based.
Controversy. Tracing directly over someone else's piece.
Big no. Yeah, that's very bad. That's also, yeah, that's good.
Mimicking shapes is good practice. Helps with proportions.
I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
Wasn't good. Won't help develop your own skills.
What? How is this a controversy? This is basically the coldest take in the world. Anyways, tracing is not bad unless you're sharing it to other people and saying that it's yours. That's the only time tracing is bad. But tracing is actually very good at like start snowballing your art career. Because if you've never ever driven in your life, or am I saying driving? If you've never ever drawn in your life, then just like trace some favorite anime scenes that you like or anything, because it helps you really get like the muscle memory for like sketching a lot of things. It makes you like, you can practice your lines to be cleaner. You can practice how different shapes are, and yeah. So tracing is very good. Just please never fucking share it and claim that it's yours, because you'll get harassed.
Are your drawings becoming so pixelated they look like they belong in an 80s video game? Try these tips. First, when selecting a canvas size, go with big dimensions. You can simply select the screen size option. Here's my brushstroke on a large canvas, compared with a smaller canvas. Also, when you're resizing your image, select the bilinear option on the bottom, and choose either bilinear or bicubic. This prevents your image from pixelating during resizing. Make sure to follow for tips and tricks.
Oh, okay. I guess that's a good tip. I get a lot of things where people are complaining about, like, when they're trying to draw, it looks pixelated. And then I see them draw, and then they're, like, super zoomed in. If you're complaining about your art becoming super pixelated, even though you're using a big canvas, it's because you're zooming in. Like, just zoom out and draw like you're drawing on a piece of paper, and you won't notice it. Because if you're gonna zoom in while doing line art and then complain that it's pixelated, yeah, there's your problem. You're zooming in. So if you want to know what I mean by low quality content, here's a fucking good example of it. Quote unquote art tutorials. And of course in their bio, looking for small businesses I can help promote. DM for more info. Look at their content, okay? Hold on, let me see what their Redbubble looks like. They're selling a a shoe sticker. Okay. Look at this.
My husband and I found out 2 months ago that we are expecting our first child.
They fucking...
Last week, we
okay,
officially announced it.
So basically what they do is like they do colors on a pyramid. Okay, that's their content. Basically all they do is color a poorly drawn pyramid. And then I don't know if you heard the voiceover, but
Our first child. Last week, we officially announced it.
It's a story. Who made the story? Yeah, this is what I mean by low effort quality. They take someone else's story time, put low effort quality content as the video, and then they promote. They let you. They do promotions for money. The least amount of effort I've ever fucking seen in a TikTok is right here. All they do, steal content, do something super fucking boring, and promote shitty merch. This is what I hate about TikTok. It promotes lazy ass fucking content because you can take other people's audio and put it into something low quality content. And because people are enticed to hear the story, they're gonna stay. But it's not their content. And I'm gonna have a brain aneurysm. Alright, let's see. Let's see the do don't. The lowest effort content right here, guys. Look at this good tutorial. Don't draw like this. Do it like this. You're basically watching a speed paint of a fucking professional and being expected to replicate it. Don't draw like this. Don't draw shitty. Draw good. Just try your fucking best and pray to God. And you're gonna keep watching it, dude. It's so fucking bad.
What's up, guys? So many of you guys are artists, like me, right? Like myself, and we make a lot of mistakes, right? But we also do things that are right. So here are some artist do's and don'ts. 1. Do. Use Pinterest and other artists' artworks for inspiration. Sometimes you just need something to kickstart, the creative juices, right? Don't just steal them, because that's a no-go. Don't just,
what
draw
the
exact
dude,
drawing
what?
in the exact same pose.
How is this a fucking
pose, but like leave some
tip?
Call it yours. That's not how it works. 2. Do plan out your drawings ahead of time by using.
How is that a tip? That's basically common sense.
Do plan out your drawings ahead of time by using thumbnails. Sketch out the ideas on a
Okay,
separate sheet of paper,
that's good.
Make them small. Then move on to the actual drawing.
That's good.
Don't rush the process of creating art. You rush something, you're gonna fuck it up. That's just how it works. 3. Do have fun. Don't whine if your art isn't progressing fast enough. Believe in yourself.
How is this fucking tip? Only one of them was a straight up tip, and that was the thumbnail one. This is literally the stupidest fucking tip I have ever seen. The do's and don'ts of art. Number 1, use other people's art as inspiration. Number 2, don't steal the art. This is like making a tutorial on how to make money, and then number 1 is get a job. You're giving the most bare bones advice, and why? Why is TikTok like this? And like something that really annoys me is when people are like, why do people just for no reason zoom into their face?
Like me, right? Like myself.
Why do you just randomly zoom into your face? Why? This is legit like what I mean by the lowest effort of content. Hold up, let me see another, guys.
Okay, Batman, we'll take it from here.
Why? Why?
It's late.
Dude, no one's gonna follow you if you don't have a personality. How about you do something cool and people will follow you? Are you dude, I'm sorry, but I'm not trying to say they're bad, okay? But sometimes you just need to understand that some people just shouldn't make tutorials. Because if you're trying to make a tutorial when you don't know how to do something that well, you're just spreading misinformation at that point, and that's bad. Please, and this is like, this is why I don't make a lot of tutorials, because I don't understand. I'm still an intermediate at art, come on. And like, I don't understand everything at art, so I don't feel comfortable doing tutorials that I don't like have a good idea of them on. Oh, dude, I'm sorry. Like, look at the hand. I'm sorry. There's little to no palm. There's no knuckles, and the shading is just blurred out. I'm sorry. Hold up. If this person's like a corporation, I'm gonna make fun of them. Okay, yeah, they're a corporation. I'm gonna make fun of them. But, okay, I'm gonna lose my brain. This is gonna be the end of this video. If you like that, if you like this type of content, then go ahead and give me a thumbs up so I know you like it. Because, like, you know, there's only so many tutorials I can do that I need to start widening my horizon, or however people say it. And once again, I'm not trying to call people bad or anything, or they're bad at art, okay? This is just like, because I hate TikTok, and like a lot of people who use this app just kind of do shitty. So, if you like this video, subscribe. Like, if you don't like it, dislike. Who cares? See you later. Thank you. Thank you so much for subscribing, and bye.